So, what do you think? Remaster, the next installment in the series. What do you think?
I don't think it's a remaster.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so, because what do they need to remaster in that game? It's a fairly, but then again, I stand corrected with freaking, what's the one game called? Last of Us. Where they're trying to remaster. They're trying to
Even
redo
like,
that.
do you agree that Resident Evil 4 needs a remaster? As old as that game is, I feel like that game doesn't need one per se. But
Yeah, it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. Will it sell? 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Does it need it? No. What I can see Dead Space doing is that it's a reboot.
Sure.
It's a reboot of Dead Space.
Okay.
And if it's not a reboot, it's going to be its spiritual successor.
Yeah.
So it might not be called Dead Space, but it might be called whatever.
No, I think it has to be called Dead Space. It has to be a Dead Space, but not kind of like a remake of the game. It'd be called probably Dead Space if they want to kind of cut ties with 3, because 3 was the worst one out of the whole series, and I think 1 and 2 did a great job. So I think they would just call it Dead Space and start new, and kind of still keep Isaac in as the main character, but just kind of like stick with a different kind of like plot line, basically.
Did Isaac die in 3?
I don't know. I never played it.
So how can he be in a new game if he's dead?
But like I'm saying, they don't stick with the story of the original. They still keep the same, main character, but they just kind of make it its own thing.
Okay, I see what you're going with that. The hell?
Yeah, I think that'd be cool, and I'm excited because I love Dead Space 1. I love Dead Space 2. Those were like really great games back when they first came out, and they captured that horror aesthetic to it.
I was mortified to play that game. I was mortified to play that game.
And if you remember though, that was when Resident Evil was kind of like in its weird stage of like Resident Evil 5, and then just kind of like like they didn't really know what they wanted to do, and Dead Space kind of picked up that slack. You know what I mean? So that was just that's what I love about Dead Space. They kind of captured that horror part of it. So I'm excited for it. So yeah, I'm hoping this is the case at EA Play. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Dead Space is definitely going to be. I'm excited for it. It was one of the best horror games I've ever played. Can you give me 1 sec, dude?
Sure.
My dog just puked right next to me.
Nice. That's fucking great.
So yeah.
Yeah. I'll keep it going. I'll just watch.
We'll
watch you. We'll watch you
Okay,
clean.
okay.
Throw up. That's all. That's cool.
Yeah.
Was it June? Oh boy. All right. Well, yeah. So for me, I'm excited for this, guys, because again, EA Play, not really a huge event for me per se, but if they show this, I'd definitely be interested in watching this. So Dead Space, like that's something that I'm really looking forward to, because I played the first one, like I said, I played the second one, but the first one, or actually the second one, actually gravitated towards me more, just because although it wasn't as scary as the first one, it captured more of that action, but still kept the horror element to it, and I love the balance between the two. So I'm super excited for this. I can't wait. But if they don't show it, then it's a complete waste of our time at this point, because I don't see EA Play showing anything of value. I mean, to be fair, EA has been doing a pretty good job with what they've been throwing out there recently. So this, if they bring back Dead Space, that's just one check mark for them.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm really excited for if Dead Space does come back. We need that game back, because there hasn't been that game that has like filled that void. The only one that I feel like has been like super scary like that has been Resident Evil 7 being Resident Evil 7 and 8.
Sure.
But that game was horrifying. They did such a good job with 1 and 2.
Yeah, they did, and I was just talking to everybody here. So they did, but they messed up on 3. But I think 2 was a better balance between horror and action. So that's why I kind of enjoyed the second one better than the first, for sure. Yeah, so I'm excited. I hope this is actually the case, because all this is just rumors right now. So we'll see what happens.
I think so. I think this will actually come to fruition. Not like the Switch Pro. Remember that?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's still happening, but it's just it's terrible.
But so you said your favorite game was 2 over 1?
Yes. Yeah. What about you? I mean, you have one or the other.
I think I liked 1 better. I just remember though. Spoiler alert, by the way. Cover yours if you want to hear this. Was it part 2 where like you have to do like the laser thing?
Yes.
On the eyeball.
Yes.
That was part 2.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
that was pretty dope, man. That whole game was that whole series, except 3.
3 was too actiony. They that's the thing. When the horror goes action, it's destroyed. And what I liked about 1 and 2 is the weapons. I like that the way they made them switch around and change their form. Like remember the pistol? It was like a cutter, but you could like make it horizontal or diagonal.
Yeah.
Depending, and then there were so many mods for all the different weapons and stuff. So, but
I love the just like your health bar was in the back of your suit. Clever idea, genius idea. You know what I mean? Like you can just see your health bar on the back of your suit. Remember that?
And that game was gruesome. I remember that game being like really.
And when you die, like it's kind of fun seeing you die because you just get demolished.
You get mauled.
Terrible.
Yeah. And again, you just feel alone in that in space. You're literally alone in space on a space station.
And then I think what also made me enjoy part 2 was just the psychological issues that Isaac had based off of the first one. Like you can tell like he's been through some shit and now he's dealing with those issues from part 1 onto part 2. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Did you like that it was basically caused by like this rock that was causing all the necromorphs to become like this thing?
Yeah, I mean I didn't say this was winning like awards for best story, but it was a decent story. It wasn't anything crazy, but I thought it was different, you know, because again, we've up until that point we've only had like Resident Evil to really showcase horror games. I mean, I'm sure there was other horror games that kind of
Alien is a good one.
Alien, yeah, sure. But this one was like really kind of to me on par with Resident Evil. And again, like I was saying when you left, this was kind of taking place of Resident Evil at the time because Resident Evil was really had no idea what the hell it was doing at that point, with it being trying to be actiony at that point, you know. So this kind of really helped cover that void for a lot of horror fans, and that's why it stuck out to so many people.
Last question before we end the podcast, Kelv. For you, do you think that there is too many remakes happening at this point? Do we think we should keep the remakes happening, or would you like to see more original ideas pop up?
I would prefer original ideas, but I don't think that there's too many remakes happening at the moment. I feel like remakes are going to happen till the end of time at this point now. Our PS5 right, yeah. Our PS5 games are going to be remade at some point in the future, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like that's where I feel like it's going to end up going, but as of right now, I'm okay with it because there's those are games that it's not like they're remaking every single game. It's games that people care about. It's games that people had some type of connection towards, you know.
And they're just trying to relive it, basically.
They're just trying to relive it, and obviously they're trying to make a profit, trying to have new audience with it. But it's working for everybody else. Like if they remake again Dead Space, I played the game already, but I'm definitely gonna play it again if they remake it. Even if they just remade it as a remake, like I'll play it again. Yeah, and I think that it's just cool to see your vision. Like how cool was it to see Final Fantasy VII as a PS1 game and reimagined as a PS5 game?
That's
like,
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. If anything, I like almost enjoyed it. I can actually remember enjoying it more because I could recall that memory a lot easier. Because if you think about it, in your head when you're playing those games that had the graphics that weren't that great, that's what it looked like in your head. Yeah, what we have today. So exactly. I guess that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it. Any final thoughts, Rob?
Not right at the moment. I will be moving soon.
Oh, so okay. Just throw that in there.
Gonna be having the whole change of scenery, get an actual like office and stuff. So that'll be interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll have little interruptions with the dogs, little accidents. Just now.
It's fine. No one cares. You're the only one that's bothered by it. So yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. That's gonna be happening soon, right? Hopefully.
Yeah. I think August latest is happening. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you guys haven't already, follow us on YouTube and social media as well as podcast services of your convenience. We are on Spotify, Apple podcasts, and anything else that you listen to podcasts to. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for the subscribers. We've recently had a few subscribers. Thank you guys for watching and listening. And yeah, until next time. You have anything else to conclude?
I'm good, man.
All right, guys. Take care. See ya.